Howdy rock stars. Well, it's the last day of school holidays and we thought do a little project making videos and doing maybe how to get a closer Nirvana tone, following up on some pretty poor videos I did 10 years ago. So we'll start off today is maybe where to start with making a tone that if you like Nirvana and you like Kurt, starting off with a Jaguar. This one's a Jaguar I bought in Japan, made in Japan. The only thing different about the one which we've noticed, my son was alert to notice that it's got a bigger headstock on it rather than his Jaguar had a smaller headstock. But virtually the rest is pretty much the same. I've just got a bit of humming there, just let me turn it off. So normally, I guess the position, this has got the same mechanics he has, it's usually would be what it sounds right as bridge position down, top switch down, everything up, turn everything up on the thing. Then plug it into a Mesa Boogie. Now, he used a Mesa Boogie Studio 22 for a lot of his studio stuff, and when you look at the videos of the cabinets, it looks like he's got the Studio 22. Closest thing you can buy to it, if you can't find the Studio 22 on eBay, would be a DC3. Now, these aren't new either. DC3s, this amp here I bought in 1998. It's a 35 watt amp, and as opposed to the 22 watt amp of the 22. Anyway, so this has got 6 valves in the preamp, and it's got 4 valves in the power stage of it. Now, the best way I can give you a hint, and also this is conjecture too, folks. So what sounds good to my ear and our ears and live might sound completely different to your ear and at your house with carpet instead of tiles, and everything makes a difference. But one thing I'll say with the guitar, we'll just go back to guitar for a second. He favoured 10 to 52 strings apparently, which are light top, heavy bottom, and that's what I've strung all our guitars. He generally played most of the songs in E flat, and you can tell which songs he plays in E flat and which ones he plays drop D or even further down. And then Endless Nameless, I don't know how he does that, that's just completely messed up, but it sounds great. So we'll go back to the amp. So with the amp, usually to get the sound you want to go for, it all comes off the sound of your clean channel. So the clean channel is up. I've got just from looking at still shots on the video of his graphic, whether he's actually using it or not, that was pretty much what it showed in one of the late night TV shows that he was on. So I've sort of pretty much copied that. Because I'm living in a house, this thing's only really pretty much played at around about 2 on the output, 2 on the master. Hardly any reverb. I use 2 on the presence. Now bass, these little messes have got a heap of bass, and if you put more than that on it, it just comes through thud, thud, thud. You can feel, you can hear your picking, you can hear everything comes through. So for my ears, it's pretty much on number 1. Medium on these things, number 7. Now this thing's like, on this particular style of amp, the mid is actually a gain, another way to get a gainy sound. So when you go to 10, you can get, I'll just listen to 7, I'll just play a note here, this is at 7. And if we play it at 10, it's just got just a little bit more guts in it, which is probably not, I don't know if that comes through on the camera. Treble at number 7, folks. That's the hardest one to get right, and I spent ages doing it, and I probably still got it wrong. Now, his clean sound still has a bit of gain, so I usually have about 3.5 to 4. Keeping in mind, people who've been to a lot of his shows said that he had a different sound each concert, and that would be the layout of wherever he's playing in, whatever else. So then he has a sound with the small clone. Small clone is this. Small clone is a depth switch up. Now on the reissue, this is a reissue, I have it about 9:30, not quite 10 o'clock. On the genuine one, which I probably should have dug out for this video, I would have had it at the 12 o'clock position. It's just different, slightly different sound, a bit warmer, but both will do the job. I use the DS2, I've got the DS1 as well, but the DS2 just seems to be a bit closer, but it's turbo off. Turbo one's a completely different thing. Tone and distortion are pretty much in line with those. And the level, well, it just depends where you're playing, but at our house and here at the moment, that's where the level is, just to get it sounding right. But as I said, to get the bass sound out of it, sorry, the basic tone out of it, to get the 2 pedals to sound right, or the polychorus, or the rat, whatever else you've got, in my opinion, you need to actually get your clean channel sorted. So when he hits the button, the sound's already coming from the EQ he's got set up there. Now, I'm sure at the end, at back of house with all the guitar techs he had doing stuff, he probably had changed the setup, but I think the basic sound is raw. It's a really, really raw MIDI sound. Some songs sound a bit different, like About a Girl. It almost sounds like it's played on the neck pickup on the Strat, but on this one it sort of sounds like, no, this is just played clean. It's with it, you get a lot of, with the Jaguar, as opposed to playing the Strat, Jag is actually a lot more trebly and in your face, and you get that, like you'll hear on some of his, you can get quite some awesome tones out the back there, but it's definitely treble because it doesn't go through the body. As opposed to on the Strat, which strings go through the body, Jag's on the top, more like a Gibson style guitar, more like a Gibson style bridge on it as well. But this is pretty much, so when you've got a small clone, it's just pretty much set like that. You get that big deep vibrato, and you don't get that from other pedals. I tried lots of different pedals, so I figured if you want to emulate someone, you really got to get their stuff, and you're still not going to sound 100% like them because, you know, let's face it, Mr. Cobain was a god when it came to how he played guitar and how he sung, so, but... And then at the top of that, the DS2. See lots of feedback from it, like you would have it on. And with the small clone. Now, what we're going to do, we're still a bit bored, I think what we'll do, Tom can play, we're going to have a difference between playing on this amp, but we're going to play the Stratocaster, which is like the same pickup he used on the Demolition guitars. He had 5 Strats, which were Mexican Strats with the Seymour Duncan hot rail in the neck, sorry, in the bridge. And my son's got a Squier Mustang, which also sounds really cool. They all play slightly different, so we'll make a vid in a minute of the differences of what they sound like playing these songs. If you like them, folks, you've got any more questions, write in. Please be nice. This is just a nice project we're doing just for fun.